Our officiating crew tonight: Roger Ayers Jr., his 7th Final Four. Tony Padilla, his 4th Final Four. Courtney Green, his 2nd Final Four. We're underway in San Antonio.
High Eagle, Grant Hill right now. Florida goes a little bit. I looked at them establish Broome early and often. See how he's defended.
Baker Mazzara clears it. Kelly for Broome.
See if they come from the top or the back or single.
Banging bodies with Condon. The back in. Broome. Fade away. Book it.
And Raph, you can't let Broome back you down from the three-point line and get that low into the paint. He will have that all night if you don't come and help.
I think they're going to feel it out a little bit. Maybe stunt, maybe double.
That jumper is pure for Walter Clayton Jr. Early sweetness.
Boy, they do a nice job faking like they're going to the rim and a little handoff. Knocked down by a terrific player.
What a run he has been on, now averaging 18 points per game. Baker Mazzara inside. The jam for Cardwell.
And Raph, that's what Baker Mazzara can do. He can shoot the ball, of course, but a playmaking abilities on display.
So you have a 5th-year senior passing to a graduate student. The experience of Baker Mazzara and Cardwell. Off the penetration, Martin, kick, Condon. The back end by the Aussie. Played very well in the first meeting between these teams, and he flings it towards the rim off the mark.
He's going to beat him outside. I don't think he can bang bodies low with Broome.
I agree.
And the nice thing, Mazzara loves to come to his left. This time he fakes left and knocks that, or tries to knock that one down. Pretty good defense.
Out of bounds off of Cardwell.
And we know Baker Mazzara dealing with that left hand, though, but a great screen and roll. Cardwell, the target there on the interior. Baker Mazzara, you wonder with that thumb, is he going to be able to be as effective? Got one shot up and got one assist here early.
Gators in their first Final Four since 2014. They lost to UConn that year. They were down 9 to Texas Tech in the Elite Eight with 3:14 to go on a giveaway.
Mazzara, what a nice read.
Kelly, deep range, off. And Condon, long rebound, will bring it across himself.
This is where he is dangerous.
Clayton, bounce it.
Nice cut.
And Condon is fouled off the feed from Will Richard.
I think the Jones got his hand in there on that dive.
So he picks up his first. Condon will go to the free throw line.
But Raph, right here, 3 guys are on Clayton there, which caused the opening there. A great drive by Edwards finding Condon. Condon had such a great game in their matchup earlier this season, so he has to be effective in the paint.
It was February 8th. Florida went into Auburn. The Tigers were ranked #1 in the country. They beat them 90-81. And Todd Golden's team got 17 points, 10 rebounds from Condon.
The great thing about their forwards and center, they can draw the big away from there. Broome's going to have to guard them away from the rim. That should open up some driving lanes.
1 out of 2 for Alex Condon, the sophomore from Perth, Australia. We're tied at 4. Kelly, give it up for Broome, get it back. Kelly, not shy.
Nice hustle by Broome.
It's Broome with the response off the offensive board.
How about that? The screen and then the dive. I didn't know he possessed that kind of speed.
He's averaging 18.7 points, 10.9 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks per game. Martin started in the Final Four for Florida Atlantic, and he connects from the outside.
And that continuous ball screen motion action there, but Martin, the toughness getting into the paint. Nice little shot there, but you're right. Broome's activity here early, that ankle looks pretty good.
And they lifted him nice. This is not a tough pocket pass. They got a kick.
Well, Jones was trying to squeeze it in there. They'll retain it with 20 on the clock.
And Raph, they had a switch there. Clayton just could not block out Broome getting to the offensive glass, and Martin right there, that's next level.
And that's all set up by Broome being dragged away from the rim as well.
Early substitutions for Auburn. Tahad Pettiford, the electrifying freshman, is in, and so is Chaney Johnson, the senior.
Who has played very well. Look at this hit coming to his left hand.
Attack mode for Baker Mazzara.
Tough. As Grant pointed out, he can make some threes. Once in a while, take some bad shots, but you got to live with it.
Clay's Cutter, Condon. They'll back it out in the matchup with Johnson.
Nice deny by Kelly.
Condon spins it the other way for Chinyalu. Turn and deuce.
And the bigs, they have the depth at the big position. Chinyalu right there, establishing himself early. But I think you have to go at Broom. Make him defend and wear him out on the defensive end.
Auburn currently 4 of 4 on 2-point attempts. They are 0 of 3 from 3-point range.
Nice pocket pass.
And Broom has got the feel. He is going to the free throw line. The miss on the inside, but we'll get a pair.
And more importantly, Bert, his arm looks pretty good. He's been active. He's had contact. And right here, what a nice drop step. A little hold, would you say?
Well, not only that, the little elbow into the arm there, Broom. You could see that bothering him. Didn't seem to bother him, though, on the offensive end when he drew that foul.
No, once you get the ball, you feel better.
Still grabbing at it. It's certainly an area that Florida is aware of. Chinyalu picks up the foul on one end. He was the one that banged into Broom on the other.
He does the box thing he was showing you, right? Box and then thumbs down. I think it was meant for the broadcast.
You thought he looked over to us and said, hey, thumbs down. I'm hearing what you guys are doing. Thumbs down.
Oh.
Hanlupton, Hauk, and Aberdeen now in for Florida. So changes for Todd Golden.
And that's that depth they possess, Bird. Hauk, really a talented kid, big upside. Can drag defenders with his shot ability and also a great cutter.
Jedi Broom, SEC Player of the Year. He's looked very comfortable so far. Auburn's got a 10-8 lead on the Gators.
And Kelly's doing a great job not letting Walter get the ball back. And here almost a denial. They are tying him up. Aggressive D.
Well, they know in the first matchup, Clayton just went off in that first half, knocking down three-pointers. And Kelly, expect Kelly and Jones both to see a lot of time on Clayton and try to wear him out.
Clayton finished with 19 points, 9 assists in that first meeting.
Nice string out by Broom.
Clayton, bottom.
Tough. He's amazing. He can drag two and elevate. He gets up high on that delivery.
Baker Mazzara, bingo from three-point territory. What thumb injury?
I was just going to say, Tracy. Want to retract that statement?
No, she's reporting the news. Clayton takes the lane, and Hanlupton could not tip it in. Auburn.
Nice pass.
To Johnson, he couldn't crank it down.
What a block by Hauk.
Hauk gets back for the chase down. Martin lines it up. Kaboom for three.
And right now, Auburn, a few possessions, getting out in fast break, but that's not typically how they play.
They're playing slow, you're right.
They are a slow-playing team. Florida wants to make it a track meet.
And the Gators are 3 of 3 from long range. 14-13, Florida.
Take away that left hand, Bird.
Johnson takes it in on Hauk. He moves him. Kick for Broom. No good.
Hauk with a piece there as well.
But Johnson keeps it alive. Baker Mazzara steps into it. Connects on a tray.
This kid plays with such confidence, doesn't he?
He does. And sometimes when you're dealing with an injury, it forces you to lock in even better. Certainly, he's locked in focus early.
Look at the range of this kid.
Really deep, and it doesn't go for Clayton.
I think Johnson on the other side with a checkout on Hauk.
So Florida will retain it after the miss and a timeout.
Think he's confident, kid?
You think he likes it? Big time. Auburn has faced the 3 other Final Four teams this season. November 9th, Tigers beat then number 4 Houston. December 4th, Duke took down Auburn 84-78, and we mentioned the February 8th game. They actually had a much bigger lead than that. It ended up being 9. Auburn finished the season 1-2 against the Final Four teams, 31-3 against everybody else.
He's amazing, though, wouldn't you say, Bruce?
Yes.
You could learn a lot from him. He's warm, tender, appeals to human nature, gregarious.
I'll ask him about his approach to life. 14:31 to go in this first half. 16-14 Auburn. Foul was called on Johnson of the Tigers. What a matchup here. Clayton and Pettiford.
Nice job. They handle the ice by the good cut.
And the foul is called. Elijah Martin on the penetration. He's going to shoot 2. Tomorrow, UConn and South Carolina square off in the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball National Championship game. Coverage on ABC begins at 3 p.m. Eastern. For more info, go to ncaa.com.
And Grant, would you agree with me? It seems this level of play, they read things well. That ice, the cut, and I think we'll see the same thing with Duke as well in the next game.
Oh, no question. Florida, they have a high IQ bigs and guards, so they've seen everything throughout the season. And certainly on that last play, attacking the closeout, drawing that foul.
Janai Broom on the bench, getting a breather. 14-16 mark of this first half. Foul was called on Dylan Cardwell.
And obviously, Raph, with Broom on the bench, Auburn plays a little bit differently. They rely on their perimeter guys, Pettiford, Baker Mazzaro. They don't go inside as much, shoot more three-pointers. So see what kind of adjustment here they make offensively with him sitting.
Will Richard back in the game for Florida. He replaces Elijah Martin. Inside, nobody home.
But they didn't handle that ball screen well at all. The dive, Pettiford with the find.
Cardwell rocks the rim. 18-16 Auburn. They have 10 points in the paint. Knock away by Pettiford. He's very active.
He sure is.
But Raph, this is the second time Cardwell's been open on the screen and roll there. The weak side, just not a great tag there. You have to rotate. And once again, great pass, no look pass from the point guard Pettiford. Cardwell, not really an offensive player, but getting involved at the rim early.
It's early, but here are the numbers. Florida's at 56% shooting. Auburn's at 58% shooting.
I thought they were good defensive teams, Raph.
Well, they've got the reputation, but they both can score, no question about it. Some talented kids. Right now, I think Florida can open the middle and do some more damage with dribble drives, ball screen, cuts. Great denial.
Get it in for Clayton. Double team comes. Clayton swings it. Extra. Aberdeen. Short. Tip right back to Aberdeen. He's not going to take the jump shot, instead trying to drive. Houck could not hit Richard on the ball reversal, so it's Aberdeen once again.
He can make some threes.
Houck strong to the rim.
How about that again? That open middle without Broom. Carmel a little late, tardy tagging.
Thomas Houck, multi-dimensional, 6'9", 215, the sophomore from New Oxford, Pennsylvania.
Nice fill here by Johnson.
Johnson, the back end, is really giving it to Houck. And the leaner is good.
Ooh. Clean play. I thought somebody shoved Hanlon.
J.D. Johnson played 3 seasons at Division II Alabama Huntsville. Clayton off.
Good contest by Jones. Hell of a defender.
Pettiford, little shake and bake move. Aberdeen doesn't bite.
When he goes right, he likes to pull up for that jumper.
Pettiford has great burst. Lefty from Jersey City, New Jersey. Jones can't get it to go. Out of bounds off of Clayton.
Nice shot by Cardwell.
CBS Thursday, only one episode remains until the season finale of Matlock. Kathy Bates stars in her Critics' Choice Award winning role. Don't miss a new Matlock Thursday, 9, 8 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Broom back in, Bird.
And Baker Mazzar as well. Alex Condon and Ruben Chinyelu for Florida.
They like to get Broom to the box out of this. There's that little flex cut, pinned down.
Pettiford for Baker Mazzara, 12 to shoot.
He likes the 3 as well.
Broom, back in. Chinyelu holds his ground. Broom, the sweeping move, it doesn't go. And knocks to the outside to Aberdeen.
Nice job by Condon.
Condon keeps it moving. Clayton mishandled it for a moment.
That's what Condon can do, though, find people.
Right now it's Clayton on the double team.
Great defense so far.
10 to shoot. Richard looks to the post. Condon peeks at the clock. Spin by Condon.
Nice
and
pass.
it's denied by Broom.
Wow.
Tigers up by 2. Pettiford could patent that step-back jump shot, but good defense from Aberdeen.
Nice slip.
The roll, the kick around the horn. Jones, too strong. Johnson muscles it up, and he's fouled.
Zara kept that thing alive, didn't he?
The Auburn Tigers up by 2 on their SEC rival, the Florida Gators. Free throws coming up for Auburn when we come back. Bruce Pearl.
Coach, you were concerned about Janai, you were concerned about and Baker Mazzara, but both of them doing pretty well in this first half so far. What do you like that you've seen out of them?
I think both teams are playing really well offensively. I love the looks that we're getting down there in our ball screen action. We just got to do a better job of making sure we press up on shooters and limit them to one shot.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Tracy.
And Tracy, well played so far. Only 1 turnover total in this game.
He's done well since his cheerleading days as the mascot in the PC.
He made 1 appearance as the mascot as a fill-in, and now you've made a whole narrative about it at Boston College.
You only need 1 mistake.
With you, that's all it takes. Half a mistake. Chaney Johnson at the free throw line. The presence of Johnson, there's a certain confidence with him when he enters the game that he's going to do his job well.
100%, almost like a starter. First big off the bench, but they go to him. They've tried to establish him on the post. And of course, screen and roll action, a great finisher.
He's got a little right hook. He had a 3 against Purdue. I mean, he's a tough load to complement that front line.
Cardwell replaces Johnson, 22-18, Auburn.
And Grant, I'm impressed with the Auburn perimeter defense. They really rag a guy.
They are. They're forcing, denying on the wing, and forcing everything down on the baseline, and really making life difficult for their perimeter players at the Gators.
But they use the floor great.
Richard trying to get involved here. Condon fakes on the handoff, fakes it second time, hits Martin, who gets inside for 2. And there was contact.
And Raph right there. What a beautiful move, a strong drive by Martin. But Condon set that up. To have bigs that can pass right there. The patience, using himself, his body as a screen. Martin curls right off of him. But the passing ability of the bigs of Florida, something special.
And Broome has to come out and play the passer.
Yeah.
That's why the entree to the rim.
They got Pettiford on the foul. Martin completes the 3-point play. He is the first player to start in a Final Four for 2 different schools.
It's incredible.
His second Final Four in 3 years. First one with Florida Atlantic. Baker Mazzara stops.
Which a good G to contain this guy. You're going to take his left away.
Timer down to 10.
Got to go through Broome at some point.
Having a catch, Baker Mazzara with Pettiford. Shot clock down to 3. Down to 2. Pettiford lost it. Scooped up by Martin.
They're going to clock violation. Wow.
Martin was going to have a clear, open lane
It's a
for
killer.
the bucket.
Killer for Florida.
But how about the defense of Florida for the entire shot clock possession there? Multiple efforts, and certainly Auburn was confused there, and he didn't have possession when the shot clock got to 0, but you got to applaud the effort defensively.
That is the first turnover for the Tigers. They'll go long to Aberdeen, extended minutes for him.
Yeah, look for Condon to be on the perimeter with this horns look on a consistent basis with Broome.
Both bigs get a touch. Chinyalu clears it. Aberdeen.
Broome doesn't show as well.
Condon way outside. Shot clock down to 2. Does he know it? It's an air ball. And a foul called on Kelly.
He did get his hand or wrist, it looked like.
So a bailout as the shot clock was about to expire. Miles Kelly picks up the personal.
And Raph, it was
you
good.
can see that there.
Yeah, you can see it on his arm. You can saw the ball almost died in the air when it released from his hands there. But certainly great defense bailing him out there on that foul on that jump shot.
And the officials are going to go to the monitor to make sure that the foul occurred
Before the expiration?
correct.
Just looking to see if the foul occurred before the shot clock violation. All right.
That's
The
Courtney
previous play is
Green.
under review by rule. We're going to
I
check
don't
to
think
see
no
if the
question
foul
about a
occurred
3 or
before the
2
shot clock
either. I think the
violation.
right foot was on the line.
Good deployment there. Courtney came over here. The 2 officials are working the other side at the scorer's table. Excellent collaboration.
So it was a 3 maybe.
So Gene Steratore is live and in person. Everybody thinks he's in his living room the entire tournament. He's here. Gene,
I am here. Yes, a good job, as you said, collaborating. To me, it clearly is a foul before the expiration. And Raph, you're right too. Again, as a coach, it was a 3 and not a 2.
Where were you when I was coaching?
he was a young man at that point. All right, so that's exactly what they're looking at with Roger Ayers and Tony Padilla, the two veteran officials.
And Grant, when you think of Florida, I would just keep Broome away
After
from
review,
the 3-second
ruling
line.
on the floor is confirmed. The contact occurred with 1 second on the shot clock.
Bring him away as often as you can. Put him in ball screens. Make him work.
I agree. Whoever he's guarding, have him out on the perimeter. Multiple guys, as you said, can dribble handoff, can make decisions out there. And Broome, averaging about 2 shot blocks a game, getting him out there is a good plan of attack.
So free throws here for Will Richard. His versatility as a guard, transferred from Belmont, 1 year there. Two-way talent because of what he brings defensively, very efficient on the offensive end. This is 3 free throws for Richard, who was behind the line.
And this kid revered because of that buzzer beater against South Carolina. They were way down. Catch and shoot guy had 22 against Carolina. Tough defensively.
Had 30 at Georgia this season and so good in the open floor. Really one of the great finishers on this Gators team.
His dad Al played football at Clemson. He's from Fairburn, Georgia. 2 out of 3 to put Florida in front by 1. We are approaching the midway point of this first half. 6 ties, 7 lead changes in the first of 2 national semifinals in San Antonio.
That nice defense. You've got to get Broome on the box.
The denial, Condon using the body. Broome couldn't bank it in, and Cardwell couldn't grab it.
Nice job by Condon. Twice now he slapped it to a teammate.
Richard blasts ahead into the hands of Aberdeen. Broome, he takes it away from Condon.
Wait for him.
Baker Mazzara thought about it. Only 2 points over the last 3.5 minutes for Auburn. Jones will let it fly. Soft, but off. And rebounded by Chinyalu.
Once again, Condon gets a piece of those defensive rebounds.
Elijah Martin, who has emerged as a leader in his 1 season with the Gators. Jump shot doesn't go for Richard. Long rebound, Cardwell.
Got a good look again because Broome's not showing.
And Raph, I think Broome, you got to get him back in the post, but he's got to catch it low. He's been catching it out at the 3-point line. Give credit to Condon making him work to receive it.
See if they run this flex, a little floppy set now.
Denver Jones, transfer from Florida International. He takes it in, and the flip goes for Jones.
How about that? Oh, drawn the D and hanging.
First 2 of the night for the senior from Newmarket, Alabama. Another chop down by Broome. Condon this time secures it. Martin, he goes amongst the bigs, and he has it negated on the interior.
Broome did not give it up. Give it up to him.
Break opportunity, stop and go. Kelly, that was smooth.
Great hesitation by Kelly. You got to respect his 3-point shot. And right now, things flowing here for Auburn.
Aberdeen, the fade, really impressive.
Sure, he's a confident kid. Mentioned he can make some threes too. How about the poise there? He's got towards the bigs.
One of the catalysts for this Florida team. He's a junior from Orlando, Florida. And a versatile skill set. 26-25, Auburn, 8 minutes to go, first half.
Broome likes to play at his pace.
Kelly pops to the outside. Connection.
And Raph, once again, that flex screen to a pin down. Kelly coming off wide open, finding his stroke.
Elite 3-point shooter.
29-25, Auburn, 7:37 to go, first half. Condon, backdoor, the timing was off. He was trying to hit Richard on the cut. You could feel a switch here towards Auburn in the first half.
Coach, I saw your frustration right there after that turnover. What had you so mad?
We just got a little fatigued, and we stopped doing our job. Made some poor decisions in terms of what we want to do in our half-court offense, led to a turnover. We got to get it right. And there's a couple possessions there. We couldn't get a sub. We looked a little fatigued, made some bad decisions.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Tracy. Deep connections between these 2 head coaches. The 2009 Maccabi Games, Team USA. Todd Golden played for Bruce Pearl, who was the head man. And then he hired Golden as his director of basketball operations when he took the Auburn job in 2014. They had a nice embrace prior to the February 8th meeting between Florida and Auburn. A lot of interviews this week. Todd is best friends with Stephen Pearl, the assistant coach for Auburn, so it's deeply connected.
It's a beautiful story. They say they root for each other, except when they play.
29-25, Tigers in front.
Clayton back on the floor.
Yeah, that run by Auburn coincided with Clayton out for the last 3-4 minutes. So smart Golden getting him back in the game.
Broom, strong, gets inside, but Florida was ready for him. Hanlupton clears.
Nice job. Powerful.
We're going to hit the 7-minute mark of this first half.
Keep using Broom and screens. They ice it. Nobody dove to that foul area.
Hanlupton looking. Here's Hauk. Spin, knock away by Broom. Pettiford up the floor.
Got numbers.
Yeah, give it up.
He does. Broom, fake it. Hauk got a piece, didn't even know it. And now settle in. Half-court set for Auburn. We are yet to see Pettiford get involved here offensively. Short.
And it's staying right here.
Hanlupton got locked on Broom as we check in with Tracy.
You guys spoke about the relationship between Todd Golden and Bruce Pearl. Well, Bruce Pearl also was instrumental in helping Todd Golden get the Florida job. AD Scott Strickland reached out to Pearl and he said, "You'd be crazy not to hire him." Bruce Pearl said he may have a baby face, but he's as tough as nails.
Golden now in his 3rd year as the head coach at Florida. Spent 3 years as the head coach at San Francisco. Played at St. Mary's.
Up with that hustle stats at St. Mary's as well as San Francisco, and he follows through with this team.
Shot clock winding down. Pettiford will launch. Hits the rim and rebounded by Richard. 4-point game. 6 minutes to go.
Early.
Clayton gliding to the rim.
And a nice screen to set him free too. Little brush.
29-27 Auburn. Clayton's got 8. It is freshman against senior. Pettiford with Martin. Now Jones with the big Hanlupton, and he tossed it to the backcourt. The ball was not tipped. Turnover, number 2 for the Tigers.
And Broom is asking to go out.
He might be fatigued a little bit.
He is, and also he was free in the box. I don't understand why they're not giving it to him when he is in there. You had mentioned he's drifting away. That's part of it.
Would you wonder, is it a health issue or is it fatigue? Because he hasn't done much this week as he was resting and nursing his injuries.
Johni Broom from Plant City, Florida. Spent 2 years at Morehead State, and then when he made the decision where to transfer to, it came down to 2 schools, Auburn and Florida.
Wow. What a nice screen to get the open look.
Martin too strong. Kelly rises up for the rebound.
You don't get good looks against Auburn on their baseline defense.
Pettiford gets into it quickly here and gets it back from Cardwell. We're down to 5:24 to go in this first half.
A little stagger and then a ball screen.
Pettiford, herky-jerky moves, lays it in.
How about that? So much for my scouting report. Goes right, shoots a jumper. The blow by. The Jersey blow by.
Clayton had it knocked away, but recovers to tap it to Richard.
A little too fast.
Lost his footing there, and Hanlupton will get it back to him. Richard goes to work. Richard fires. Too strong. And a long rebound taken by Johnson. Auburn leads by 4.
Hauk really hasn't been a factor because of the speed of the offense.
And right now, Auburn going to run the same play here. A little Spanish action.
This time, Pettiford loses his footing, but saves it for Johnson. Tried the hop step, but Hauk was there. 9 to shoot. Bruce Pearl calls out a play. Denver Jones will run it.
Short roll, nice
Splits. Jones, the American finger roll, and the foul.
How about that? Attack. Known for some defense, but the blow-by. They are really good at reading which way to go, which way the defense shows.
Well, how about this? Going at Hanlupton there and avoiding the shot blocking ability. And drawing the foul there. Great touch on the inside and approved. A strong approval from that man, Broom.
Hanlupton picks up his 2nd foul. Denver Jones. He was at Garden City Community College in Kansas, then went to Florida International for 2 years, averaged 20 points per game as a sophomore for the Panthers. And the bigger role that he has taken on this season, he's a versatile weapon and an X factor for Auburn.
And a great on-ball defender as well.
And he's got a nice strip from the rear.
Richard didn't see Kelly from behind. That is 5 turnovers now for Florida. Auburn's got its largest lead of the half. 4 minutes to go.
This is the flex look now. Back screen, pinned down, and then lob.
Jones
shooting.
Missed it. Long rebound, Richard. He wants to run. Richard the handles. Auburn gets back defensively. Clayton.
Oh, is he clever? Oh, did he freeze the D? That kid is incredible.
He's got another gear.
Speed. Put it on the deck. Attract defenders and lock them up.
Walter Clayton Jr. continues to seize the moment. We get a timeout.
Can you handle this, you think?
Right there. That's next level right there. Great player, great move. These boys are playing.
Here in San Antonio, let's check out our game summary with Auburn in front by 4. Shooting numbers have cooled off a bit. Tigers are 3 of 12 from 3-point territory. They are ahead points in the paint, 20-12. We just saw Walter Clayton Jr. make that beautiful move going to the rim, and Clayton is now the all-time leader for Florida, scoring in a single tournament. Just top Joakim Noah. Corey Brewer, Udonis Haslem also on the list. And a foul called. Pettiford is going to the free throw line for 3.
Bad foul by Martin.
And early on, 9 dribbles backing down there. Broom showing off the footwork and touch on the offensive end.
How about this? Not great elevation, but proper body position. You might say he gave the offensive man the room.
You might say it.
Might.
I noticed that Grant took the offense and you took the defense there. Why?
Well, we like to switch our ideal contributions.
Billy said, I was a good defender.
They got to go to Broom, though, Grant, as you had said earlier, in the low box area. I think he just decimated internally. Conversely, they have to get more points, Florida, out of the forwards, Houck and Condon.
Broom had 6 points early, has had none since. And when these two teams met back in February, that combination, Condon and Houck, they crushed Auburn's front line.
They did. They had 33 points, 19 rebounds between the two of them thus far. 3 points, 4 rebounds. They got to get more involved here for the Gators.
This is the largest lead of the night for Auburn. We have 3:18 to play in the first half. Houck lines it up. No good.
First good look he's had, though.
Kelly gets it ahead for Pettiford.
This is the slowdown that they do. They'll take an occasional fast break, but they've got run great sets in action.
Florida has missed its last 6 threes. Down low. Broom, he didn't catch it cleanly initially, but it doesn't matter.
And what a great set. Flash to the foul line. You got to get back, though.
Walking the tightrope, Condon gets rid of it, and Clayton is fouled underneath by Baker Mazzara.
The other end, just a gorgeous set. A flash to the high post, a cross screen to get the powerful Broom at the rim. What a great design and call.
And Raph, I think you got to keep going to Broom. They're not double teaming him. They know the 3-point shooters can get going for Auburn. With Florida electing to play him straight up, and he makes them pay.
Over that hand now. Probably a numbness maybe in the hand from the shoulder.
I mean, remember also what we saw in the Elite Eight. That one play, he hurt his ankle, his knee, his elbow, all on one play, and ended up coming back into the game, making a 3.
It's like one night with Raph.
Yeah, you're hurt everywhere.
It is painful.
It is. Trust us. Walter Clayton Jr., the senior from Lake Wales, Florida, transferred from Iona. And what a revelation he has become for the Florida Gators.
Plays with that football mentality. Again, go right inside to this guy.
Broom. Houck is trying to stick with him. He can't.
You can't. Somebody's got to either dive down there or double. Make him kick it out.
It's an inside clinic from Janai Broom.
Look at this defense, too.
Houck just missed one from there. This time he nails it.
Love the confidence, though. Unabashed about the earlier miss. Nice look by Clayton.
And Raph, Bruce Pearl, the creative ways to get Broom the ball on the interior. pretty incredible.
It is.
Auburn leads by 6. They are controlling the paint, 24-12. Broom. It just died at the rim. Rebounded by Clayton. Clayton makes his move, squares, in and out. Knock around. Hout kicks it out for Martin. Martin, hard drive. Couldn't finish it. Tip-in doesn't go for Condon. They had 3 cracks at the rim. A minute and a half to play in this first half.
And Broom took that three-point shot, or jump shot. Get the ball inside here. That's what's been working against this Gators offense.
Kelly, he sticks it. It's a 3.
Don't close out.
How about the screen by Cardwell? Golden upset, thought that was an illegal screen to get Kelly open.
And now Auburn has its biggest cushion of the night, 43-34. Ooh. Richard goes down on the play as Pettiford was making a play on the ball.
Could be on the floor, though. Never got into that shooting area.
So it will be number 2 on Pettiford. He faked him out so well that he got the whole body on top of his neck.
And Raph, right there, you like the effort there. Obviously fouling him before he gets into his shot. But the perimeter of Auburn, their Auburn players have blocked 25 three-point attempts this season, the most of any team in the nation. So they don't close out to contest. They close out to get a block.
The real thing.
So that's the 17th foul against Auburn. This is a 1-and-1 for Will Richard. 84% shooter. Coming up, AT&T at the half. EJ and the guys, they'll have first half analysis, plus a look ahead to game 2 tonight between Houston and Duke. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
I wonder if they'll get a little full court pressure here. Once in a while they do extend the floor. 2-1-2 full, and they're backing it off.
1 minute to go, first half. 43-36 Auburn. Chinyelu comes to the outside to deal with Broom.
Yeah, Chinyelu on Broom now, a little bit stronger there, guarding him on the interior.
Swing it. Kelly using the Broom screen.
Nice show.
Clayton sticks with him defensively. 10 on the timer. Broom makes his move. The back end. And he floats it up and in.
So tough and strong. Nice split.
Oh, Clayton gets it to go. That was nifty.
Wow. A one-man fast break.
He's not going to go away easily.
14 points for Walter Clayton Jr. Shot clock is turned off. 17 seconds to go, first half. Jones watched by Martin. 10 seconds left.
Broom wants it out here. He's got to get to the rim.
Jones, swing, Kelly, off the mark. Rebound, Jones. It's blocked by Chinyelu, but a foul.
Foul on Chinyelu. Got to seal and close the deal out with the rebound.
Look at this in transition there, attacking the big right there. Just the burst, the ball handling ability, the confidence. Knows at any moment he can go get a bucket, and certainly has done it all season in all tournaments.
They got the foul on Richard. The question was how much time was on the clock.
That was amazing, the open floor, though, as we check it out.
Previous play is under review for a timing issue.
How about the scoop with the one hand, too?
Looks like they're going to put 1.3 in that area back on the clock as Jones will go to the free throw line. So contact there. That was, I believe, a circle from Raph.
Yeah, I didn't major in art.
No, certainly not.
Or design.
After review, the foul occurred at 1.6. There'll be 2 shots for Auburn.
All right, 1.6 on the clock. 2 shots here for Denver Jones and the Auburn Tigers before we hit the break. And Jones shoots it at 91%. So the questions about Chennai Broom, Chad Baker-Mazara, the injury questions, other than some wincing here and there, grabbing at the elbow, they both look comfortable and like themselves.
Are you suggesting false information?
No, not at all. I'm suggesting excellent reporting and then follow-up reporting.
Well, they've been efficient, they've been aggressive, and they've established themselves early. A big lift for their team, because their team is known that they've been nursing these injuries all week.
And Jones misses on the first attempt.
You might say Mazzara set the tone early.
I agree.
Right? He was active, involved, took good shots, put it on the deck and got to the rim.
Last time these two teams played, Florida had a 48-38 lead at the break. They were plus 10 as Jones makes 1 out of 2. This is an 8-point lead for Auburn. Florida will use the timeout with 1.6 on the clock.
Talk about Bruce on baseline defense, and right now you got a full court pressure. Keep everybody in front of you. Initially, they looked like they were going to go to Clayton before the timeout, use the speed dribble. This is your play, generally speaking. Made famous.
So his football skills here, Clayton.
They play defense, safety. Off. And we hit the break. At the Final Four, Auburn trying to advance to its first ever national championship game. They've got a 46-38 lead over the Gators. Send it over to Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Ian. And 12 points in that first half, but I see you limping. I saw you get that brace adjusted. How are you holding up physically?
I'm good. I'm excited to be on this court in this atmosphere. I'm excited about here and playing.
26-14 points in the paint. How have you guys been able to establish the inside?
To dominate the inside, control the glass. And, basically, you can't get bullied in this game. It's a big boy game. They're very physical, we're a physical team, so we gotta hit first.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Thank you.
And Tracy Broom played 16 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds. End of the first half in San Antonio. 46-38. Auburn on top of Florida. We'll send you to AT&T at the half coming up after these messages on CBS. A great time at the Final Four to see who the new legends are, and we'll go through that list in the second half. Well, you mentioned it, the bigs. Condon had 17 points when these two teams met in February. Hauk had 16. Both have been neutralized so far tonight.
And Chinyelu, maybe that drop step is all I remember him doing. That's a big thing now. He's got a guard at the other end, Chinyelu.
I agree, and I think you may want to, if you're Florida, double team Broom, throw some different looks at him. Don't let him 3, 4, 5 dribbles in the paint. He's going to score.
Gators had 22 assists in that first meeting with Auburn. They were limited to just 3 in the first half tonight.
Fake handoff.
Condon, feed it. Chinyelu
steps
in a crowd, and he puts it in.
They got away with it.
46-40 Auburn.
And Raf, a nice set coming out here in the second half. Get yourself established inside.
Baker Mazzara, that pass deflected by Richard, and then a foul called as Richard was going for the ball.
Yeah, Mazzara with a grab.
Check in with Tracy.
I heard from both coaches coming out of halftime. Todd Golden stressed defensive pressure, especially on two-point shots. He said early on they were not following the scouting report. If they do that, he feels they're not far off. As for Bruce Pearl, it was all positives. He loved how they didn't rush. They were able to dictate the pace, and he was pleased with the points in the paint.
Florida just tossed it to Cardwell. Turnover Gators. The foul was on Baker Mazzara previously, and the floater goes.
I'll tell you what, he took advantage too. Clayton on his side and challenging the big at the rim.
Florida got a blowout win over Norfolk State in the first round, and then they were tested seriously by the two-time defending champion UConn Huskies in the second round. Condon, open look. The banker doesn't go. Chinyelu couldn't grab it, and Cardwell squeezes it.
A really good look, though, for Florida.
Florida opened up 3 of 3 from three-point territory. They are 1 of their last 8. Baker Mazzara had it knocked away. Clear it for Jones.
Broom time. Back screen, they don't get it down to the right angle. You had mentioned this earlier, Grant. Gets it 15 feet away.
Broom fouled by Condon.
And Raf, even though Broom can catch that out on the perimeter there, so good at drawing fouls and the skill and talent. That's not an easy shot by Baker Mazzara right there over Condon. And how about his play? There was the concern about his health, and came out, made some good decisions early in the first half, assist, hit some threes, and certainly getting going here in the second half.
Baker Mazzara, not just the finger issue. He had problems with his hip, problems with his shoulder this season. Baker Mazar is in his 5th year of college basketball. San Diego State, Duquesne, Northwest, Florida State College in between.
When he's on a roll, I mean, he passes to the post well. Saw him with that little dribble drive, threes, fadeaways.
Broome misses on the 2nd attempt. Thomas Houck is back in for Florida. And that means Condon is on the bench.
They're looking for a deep shooter. Look at this kid split again.
Clayton kicks it, gets it back.
How quick he is.
Giveaway. 7 turnovers. Olay defense, and that one came off the side of the backboard for Kelly. Clayton trying to push it inside.
Nice find.
Houck sets the feet. Short on the J. What a grab there by Richard. And he spins in for 2 and the foul.
Tell you what a find on the kickback. Soft enough shot to be run down, but really an aggressive offensive rebound.
And Raph, Florida 39%. They rebound 39% of their misses. And Edwards, on that, Richard on that glass there. Fantastic strength and length. And I like the intensity that the Gators have come out here in the second half.
This is a Florida team that averages 85.4 points per game. They're #2 rated offense in the country.
Nice rebound. He gets about 4 a game, but he elevates, doesn't he, with some strength.
Off the Jones miss. Clayton, take over time. Yes, sir!
Boy, what body control. Had 2, forced them right, 1 dribble. Boy, is he tough on the open floor.
6-0 burst over the last minute for the Gators. 49-46 Auburn.
When in doubt, get it inside if you're Auburn.
Jones in a matchup with Martin.
Nice
Kelly,
hands.
take it away. Cookies there for Richard. He will take it in, but miss it. Come up short. So Kelly got back defensively, and he was a factor there.
Yeah, great effort.
Right now, Broome demanding the ball here on this possession. Has not touched it the last few times down the court.
Currently matched up with Houck.
I would put Shinyulu on him. Carwell's not looking to do any offensive things other than the screening.
You got to
nobody helping.
You got to double.
Broome using his body. The flip, no. Couldn't get the offensive rebound. It leaks out to Shinyulu.
I think they must be afraid of a kick out open 3.
I agree.
Get it ahead. Martin, step back 3. He's got it. Woo!
And Raph, this pace right now, speeding things up. Clayton pushing the ball down the floor every time. This is Gator basketball. Golden approves.
And this is a 9-0 Florida run. We've got our 7th tie of the night, 49-49. Kelly curl. He drives it off the window. No.
Nice job by Shinyulu. Nice pass.
Clayton dish. Houck lost it. Out of bounds. Off the knee.
Great hands there by Baker Mazara.
Heck of a look, but better D.
SEC versus SEC. It's Florida that has gotten the better of Auburn in the second half, 11-3. Tied at 49, Florida and Auburn. Let's check out our tournament summary. The SEC, what a run in this tournament. First all-time meeting in the Final Four between 2 SEC schools. Florida, the only SEC school with a Final Four appearance in each of the last 4 decades. Auburn, second Final Four in school history, both, of course, under Bruce Pearl, the first in 2019.
And Bruce not waiting. Pettifer on the floor gives him a little more juice, a little more aggressive offensive ability.
And Raph, to start the second half, 1 of 5 from the field, Auburn. Give credit to this Gators defense.
And remember what Florida did at the end of the game against Texas Tech, 18-4 to win it. Denial, Pettifer had it knocked away on the interior.
A little too deep without a decision.
Clayton turns the corner. Clayton, smooth operator.
How about he used the left 2 Bird to ward off the defender. Electrified in the dribble drive area.
This is now an 11-0 Gator run. Can Auburn take the punch?
Much better match here.
Isolation, and he's fouled. Chance at a 3-point play.
And smart. Get the ball to Broome. Every time he's getting a good look, a good opportunity. But on the other end, just the hesitation. You have to respect the 3-point shooting. And with Cardwell on the bench, no shot blocker inside. And Broome just finds a way, you know, great footwork, strength, unorthodox at times, but gets to that left hand and can finish.
15 points, 4 rebounds for Janai Broome. Foul called against Chinyalu. And the rebound ripped down by Chinyalu, tied at 51. Trying to change the pace here. Martin gets into it. Needs help.
Got a count.
5 seconds.
I thought so, yeah.
Out swing. Martin fires. Air ball. Off the hands of Chinyalu and cleared by Johnson.
Really tough defensive set. Clayton never got a touch. Icing him. Little slice cut. They got Clayton on that.
Yeah, look, Chinyalu might have trying to get through the screen there. Jones was setting a rip screen for Broome.
And Denver Jones goes down on the play.
And they've been running that play to get Broome to the box. You would mention they got to start. There's some urgency to get him involved. Well, there's that back screen.
Ooh. You got the elbow of Chinyalu as Jones was trying to work around that screen. And he got popped to the side of the head. Gene Steratore is watching the same sequence of replays that we just saw. What'd you see, Gene?
You know, Ian, I think when you see Chinyalu get that elbow up that high on
Previous
Jones,
play is under review for a possible
and then you
break.
make that contact like that to the head and neck area and finish through, to me, that one falls in that elevation where you go to flagrant one now just because of the contact, and then he's following through. That's not incidental to me. That's excessive.
That is the 3rd foul on the Florida big. And now the question is, Gene just alluded to, will it be more than just a common foul?
And he's been a good addition.
Transferred from Washington State. He's got a 7'8" wingspan. So here are the descriptions. Flagrant 1, excessive in nature, unnecessary contact, not based on severity. Flagrant 2, not only excessive, but severe, extreme contact with an opponent while the ball is live.
You mentioned Chinyalu, the ability to guard. That's what he's brought to the floor a little bit. Some good rotation. The Condon matchup, not quite the same physicality. John Thompson used to call that a little love tap.
Really? That's all it was in the Big East?
I think Gene may have been refereeing when they gave 6 fouls in the Big East the one year.
We had that experimental time, and it made it a little easier to call one of those every once in a while and still look at some of the coaches, Ralph, for sure.
Just a love tap, John would say.
A play on, play on.
As you had to go to the orthodontist.
Now, obviously, if it goes to that flagrant 2 level, you're talking about him getting tossed from the game.
I think it would be 1 at the most. Don't you, Gene?
Yeah, I agree. Look, when you're looking into flagrant 2s, as you already said, and then I think you look, is this a basketball play? Is it not a basketball play? Here he's trying to swim through. His elbow gets up there. He knows it's there, and he finishes him, but I don't think it's rising to a level or the level of a flagrant 2 here.
All right, the officials have seen everything that they needed to see. Now they're talking it over, and we'll get the final ruling on Ruben Chinyalu.
And Gene today at our meeting made a great point. They want to make sure, and this isn't the end thing, but get it right.
Yes.
You know, particularly at this level.
Roger Ayers.
After review, the ruling on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. White 2 will be shooting 2 shots. Auburn will have the ball on the baseline.
So there's the call. Flagrant 1, as Gene stated right away. That's exactly what they saw. So it's going to send Jones to the free throw line.
91%. That'll get you home free.
I got the Denver reference. Another one here for Jones. 1-point lead for Auburn.
And these guards for Auburn are going to be tested. Particularly the spectacular ability to get in the lane that Clayton displays on a regular basis.
We talked about Florida's rankings. Auburn was ranked number 3 in offense in the country and ranked 8th in defense, according to Ken Palm. So you're talking about teams that bring it on both ends of the floor. 53-51. Pettiford, step back, Jay. Overcooked it. And a foul call. Johnson, he made contact with Hauk.
And great block out there by Hauk, forcing that offensive rebound foul on Johnson. But you're right, Pettiford's got to get going offensively. They rely on him. Hasn't been able to find that shooting touch from the perimeter.
Young.
Yes.
Being tested a little bit. Look at this cut. Clayton very busy at times.
Offense has picked up for Florida since halftime. Hauk tried it against Johnson. No opening. 10 to shoot.
And great denial on the perimeter.
Handlogton is in. Chinyelu on the bench.
Down to 5. Clayton hasn't gotten it back.
Aberdeen is going to try to make it happen. Aberdeen hangs. Couldn't finish off the window. And the rebound ricochets out of bounds.
And Auburn could not secure the defensive rebound there, but great defense by Kelly, denying the ball from Clayton multiple times. They couldn't get it to him. It's probably the best way to stop him. Don't let him get the ball.
No question. Of course, him inbounding, he's the most dangerous guy right now. And he's got Johnson on him, too.
Gators retain.
And they switch it. Oh, that's a nice little move.
Toss it in. Handlogton. Now it's Richard. One-on-one with the big. 9 to shoot.
Double dribble. Once again, Clayton, not a touch.
That is the 9th Florida turnover.
And Golden's saying it's a fumble. He might be right.
He felt he just lost it off his leg and then scooped it up.
Never 2 hands on it.
2-point lead for Auburn. 13:38 to go in regulation.
Nice backstring to get Broom to the box.
Pettiford, no look, and Broom was held.
Yeah, held by Hauk there on that roll. Smart of him to tag him. You just can't hold him. Once again, Auburn runs that Spain action. Jones setting a screen on Broom's man, and Hauk right there trying to tag him, just too much.
So that is team foul number 4 on Florida. 3 against Auburn.
13 minutes left. That's dangerous.
Kelly lobs it. Catch Johnson. The chop down by Richard. Johnson fights through it, and then Richard gets his hands on it again. Richard a 3rd time, and he takes it away.
Woo! How meaningful.
Clayton the handles. 2 bodies sent to him. He steps on the sideline. Turnover.
And nice help, too, by Broom as well.
And a mismatch on the switch, but Hugh said it best. Richard fighting, not giving up. Johnson brings the ball low, allows Richard to make a play. And getting it done defensively.
Now Broom running the show here, doing exactly what he wants.
Swing it for Jones. Broom trying to make himself available.
They didn't run it properly. That's why he's upset, Broom.
Pettiford. And now Broom does get a touch. Leaves it and gets it back. 6 to shoot. One-on-one with Handlogton. He goes around him. Wrap around. Doesn't go.
Pretty good job. Handlogton, what a load to defend against.
It's a 2-point Auburn lead.
Clayton's got to keep busier. He is getting a little frustrated, pushy too.
Aberdeen trying to get the step. And he loses the ball.
And Raph, once again, Clayton not getting involved, not touching it. Florida just out of sorts offensively against this defense of Auburn.
We have more turnovers combined this half than we had the entire first half.
Very strategic by Bruce, though. Once he gives it up, Clayton, don't give it, let him get it back.
Feed the post. Johnson gets inside for 2.
A little flex cut, forcing the switch.
Off the made basket, there is a foul. Clayton had 2 defenders there with Pettiford and Jones.
You got Pettiford.
Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Final Four on NCAA.com. And it will be the 3rd on Tahad Pettiford.
Clayton getting a little, no, he's still on the floor. A little frustrated, though. He just wanted to make a play.
Yeah, well, Kelly's doing a great job. As soon as they get the ball, he is picking up Clayton, denying him the ball the entire court.
So now Broom and Pettiford head to the Auburn bench.
So good defending the baseline out of bounds.
Martin is back in for Florida. 12 minutes to go, 2nd half. Condon returning as well. Aberdeen against the big Johnson. Clayton, head and shoulder fake, step back. Oh,
That's nice.
Oversized as well.
Man, that was good defense.
Excellent. Hand up, challenge. Very little window.
22 points to lead all scorers. Walter Clayton Jr. Cardwell not a threat from out there. Jones flick it for Kelly. Back for Jones.
Nice job with the snake. What a
Inside, Cardwell. Big finish.
What a look. Big steps up to help. Big time delivery.
Auburn up by 3. 32 points in the paint for the Tigers. Clayton is fouled as he tossed it near the rim.
What a tough kid, though.
And Rav, how about the guards right here? Clayton, nice little sidestep over length, knocking down a difficult three-pointer. And on the other end, Denver Jones with the beautiful pass on the interior. I'll tell you what, big time play here in the second half.
Well, the class of 2025 at halftime out here, center court, getting their flowers and an ovation from this crowd.
And what a thrill, and you can relate to it. I was fortunate enough to be there at his induction. The speech just ended early this morning. No, he was right to the point. It was great.
Billy Donovan got the connection, of course, with Florida. 2 national championships, 19 years as the head man of the Gators, 4 Final Four appearances, current head coach of the Chicago Bulls.
And got a loud ovation from the crowd when he was introduced.
87. Rick Pitino helped him shed some weight. The rest is history.
Clayton has scored the last 7 points for Florida. He cuts the Auburn lead to 1. Baker Mazzara back in, give it up. Cardwell could not put it down.
Great challenge. Chilulu and Condit at the rim.
Clayton spin, and it's blocked by Baker Mazzara. Pettiford on his horse. Picked up by Martin Pettiford, the blow-by. And he tried to squeeze a pass underneath. Touch last by Condit.
And how about this? Great defense, Cardwell at the rim. Great confrontation, contest without fouling right there.
Condit got a piece.
Yeah.
Got a piece. And the question is, with Broom on the bench, where do you go right now offensively?
Well, it's got to be perimeter. Nice cut by, oh goodness.
Turnover.
Tough pass, though. So low.
Pettiford is playing with 3 fouls. Denver Jones picked up his 3rd foul. And now Florida with a chance to regain the lead.
And Bert, Todd Golden's got to come up with something once Clayton gives the ball up.
And normally
pin down, some floppy sets, anything.
And normally Clayton is constant motion without the ball, but he's, as you said, been frustrated standing around a lot.
Handed off to Clayton. Off the drive and kick. Chinyalu playing with 3 fouls. Aberdeen, his jumper off the mark.
Nice rebound, kick it out.
But smackdown, Chinyalu. Florida retains it with Martin. Swing it, Aberdeen. On the drive, little fend off, flip, no, but a foul.
Well, he's playing with some confidence.
Let's check in with Tracy.
Todd Golden certainly pleased with what he's seeing right now, but he highlighted on his whiteboard during that timeout the importance of playing with urgency, taking care of the ball. He also said he wants them to push the pace. As soon as there's a stop or a rebound, he said, get out and run. They can't run with us.
Big thing with this kid, Aberdeen, he can really drive and get in the lane. Occasionally makes those threes, very confident.
And started in that game at Auburn on February 8th when Martin was out and played big for Florida, particularly in that first half.
That was the 3rd foul on Chaney Johnson as Aberdeen misses on the 1st attempt. 71% shooter. Broom back for the Tigers. He replaces Johnson. And now Clayton is going to get a breather for the Gators. Will Richard back in.
But on the other end now, I would double off of Cardwell. What do you think, Grant?
Well, a lot of times I agree, but Cardwell's on that baseline
for the little dump down
dumper spot.
I still would. They got to do something different against Broom in that box area.
Broom couldn't catch it.
Look at this hustle.
The hustle by Martin takes it in. On the rack attack, Elijah Martin.
How about that? And Broom actually was almost going to commit a flagrant 1 and grab him.
59-57 Gators. Cardwell, he lost it.
And I got a hand in, I think, Richard.
Foul on Richard.
The reach in on Richard.
Just a bad pass, couldn't catch it. And you're right, I thought he was going to grab him there. But Martin in the open floor, elevating there from the dotted.
He went up early, didn't he?
He did.
Major hops for Elijah Martin out of Summit, Mississippi. Cardwell misses on the first attempt. He's only a 32% shooter. Florida up by 2. Augusta, Georgia native Dylan Cardwell makes 1 out of 2.
And Raph now with Clayton on the bench. Where does Florida go offensively?
Well, Aberdeen's not afraid. They run the horn set here with a dribble handoff. Pretty call.
Martin lost his footing for a moment. Condon is trying to keep the ball moving. Richard comes to it. 10 to shoot.
Condon's got to look for his shot, too.
Swing it inside. Condon back outside. Aberdeen.
Nice
Bounce
shot.
it. Condon. Up fake. No. Rebound. It doesn't go for Chinyelu. The shot clock should not have run out. The ball did hit the rim.
And Condon got the rebound. They got a foul underneath.
It is a foul.
And Condon much more active that trip, though. They need his involvement. Can make some shots. We've seen that.
It is Cardwell picking up his second personal. And now Ruben Chinyelu, 59% shooter at the line. He has represented Nigeria internationally out of the NBA Academy in Senegal. And that touched a lot of the rim and goes down.
A chipper. Chip the paint.
Florida up by 2. 5 points, 7 rebounds for Chinyelu.
I love the level of intensity, though. Both teams.
Cardwell grabs the board. It's a 2-point Florida lead, 60-58 with 9 minutes to go in the national semifinals. Pettiford gets it back from Kelly, 12 to shoot.
Now, you know, Kelly can drill him.
Pettiford, stop and go. Cardwell, 5 to shoot. Bounces. Kelly, shot clock winding down. He's in trouble. Shot clock violation.
Great defense there, Raph.
And maybe not as good offense either, though.
That is the 9th turnover for Bruce Pearl's squad. It comes down to this. See Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Only in theaters May 23rd.
And Grant, we talked about this. Why not just settle Broom on the block? They can get an entry and then stem from there. All the fluidity on the perimeter has been ineffective. The big fella, they just can't guard him.
7 of the 9 turnovers have been in the second half for Auburn. Condon had it poked away. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Clayton is back in. Give it up. Condon. Fake on a 3.
Good footwork generally.
There's Richard. Got his man in the air. And does he get the roll? Rebound controlled by Broom for Auburn.
And I think you're right, Raph. This possession, go inside to Broom. And particularly with Condon guarding him. He had success against Condon in the first half.
And look at, he just moved him away from the block. Everybody's got to stay at home now unless you stunt a little.
Back in on Condon.
He's got both hooks, though. Nice hands.
A couple of other defenders. And Broom had his legs taken out from under him by Condon.
Now, right there, Broom backed him down like another Auburn great, Barkley, back in his day. He had him under the basket there.
Doesn't quite have the girth that Charles had, though. He must be dying with this one.
We got a tight one in San Antonio. The winner will head to the national championship game. Right now, let's take a look from our AT&T Connected Cam.
And Ian, right now, for Auburn, they've had success getting into the paint. 32 points in the paint. A lot of it Broom backing down. Unselfish play. And on the other end, only 2 fast break points here. Martin in transition, getting that fast break point off of their defense.
Yeah, both defenses have been gnawing, effective. And this, when he takes it out now, Broom, he loves to duck in the lane. Let's see if he runs that.
Auburn, 46 points in the first half. They have scored just 12 here in the second half. Broom has to get it in and does. Pettiford makes a cut and loses the ball. The play made by Elijah Martin, and Pettiford, who's playing with 3 fouls.
They're going to change it, I think.
I think you're right, Raph. But we've seen all tournament teams struggling with that inline out of bounds play, getting the ball in bounds, and
it's Bruce's fault. He's the one that started this.
That's true.
Guys have really picked it up from him over the years.
And the last touch was Elijah Martin. So Auburn will retain it. What Todd Golden wanted was a foul called on Pettiford. That would have been number 4. Broom again. Pettiford. Pirouettes.
Great defense.
Short. Cardwell, he grabs it.
Great defense.
In traffic.
Got to seal it with a rebound.
Reload. Baker Mazzara. String music for 3.
Tell you, early on, he was on fire. This kid plays with a lot of confidence.
Auburn goes back in front, 61-60. 13 now for Baker Mazzara. Condon one-on-one with Broom. Handed off, Martin. Little stop and go and kick for Hauk. Drives, rejected, but a foul.
He was fouled underneath. That's what they need more of. Break down that pressure defense.
But look at that offensive rebound. Find shooters, relocate. Right there, Florida's defense not attached. Baker Mazzara, they needed that basket, big time celebration from the bench. Cardwell so good on that glass, kicking it out, looking for shooters after the play.
3rd foul on Dylan Cardwell. Thomas Hauk, 81% shooter. Todd Golden was asked about Hauk. He said, yeah, he was undervalued, under-recruited, great work ethic, attitude. This is someone that really wanted to be at Florida. Grew up as a Gators fan, as a big Tim Tebow fan.
Thought they could get the most out of his talent. And we have seen signs the last couple of weeks of him. A lot of promise.
Auburn has 4 players with 3 fouls. We have just under 7 minutes to go, and Florida now up by 1.
Broom's got a Hauk. That's it.
Broom upstairs! Hammer jam by Cardwell and a special delivery by Broom.
And Raph, I thought that was a pass at first. Excuse me, a missed shot.
Right. But what a great set, though. They knew Hauk could not contain Broom. He made the pass.
Our 14th lead change.
Again,
Hauk, hard drive, and he slips inside for the deuce.
Again, the face guarding of Mazzara and a quick timeout. Florida heating up a little bit, guys.
The Gators go up by 1. Both teams making plays. And Thomas Hauk puts Florida in front. Second half action from San Antonio. For teams that are watching this game that may have lost early in the NCAA tournament, this is just a reminder. Both of these teams last year lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Amazing.
Florida fell to Colorado in a high-scoring affair. Auburn got upset by Yale. So the idea that year to year things change, and they can change very quickly in college basketball. Florida up by 1 on Auburn. 6:25 remaining in this first half. Second half.
Chinyulu now matched up with Broom. Better match defensively for Florida.
Mazzara, no-look feed for Pettiford.
This is their ISO now. Are you going to dig?
Spin. Broom, short.
Good job. Strength on strength.
And you notice Broom could not get deep into the paint because of that.
Clayton taking his time. Jones back in for Auburn.
Pick and pop. Nice rotation.
How? No good.
The body's falling there on the interior.
Broom should go right to the rim.
Pettiford up the floor. That pass deflected by Martin. Jones, the flyby, the 3, no.
Big rebound in traffic. Broom got.
Oh, they called a wall.
Oh, goodness. I thought he
Richard.
fouled. He's holding his arm too, Broom, right now.
So the travel against Richard. Broom is definitely laboring.
Thought he may have fouled on this. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty.
He swiped in there.
The only thing he didn't have was a hammer.
That's the second time Richard has vehemently disagreed with a call against him.
Nice
Knocked
hands.
away by Chinyelu. Pettiford never got the shot off. Martin. Oh! Martin with a signature slam.
Sent it in, big fella. What a challenge at the rim.
That was a major throwdown by Elijah Martin. 66-63. Florida. Broom blocked. Take away. Chinyelu
Give it up.
there. Bounce it. Martin hangs off the hands of Houck. Out of bounds.
You take this one. You can handle it.
Man, Raph right here in transition. Two guys contesting. And Martin, unafraid, attack mode, poster. Spectacular.
Please tell Mom it wasn't me on defense.
But you know, I wonder right now if the depth is wearing out Auburn. They look fatigued, out of sorts on offense. Right now, Florida turning the switch.
Hard drive. Rejected, but a foul.
Wow, that looked clean.
Absolutely. Got to see it to call it.
And that's number 2 on Thomas Houck.
What a great reaction.
Ooh.
It was a great contest, both arms up. I thought that was a clean play.
So Baker Mazzara going to the free throw line.
And you got to like him, Bird. I mean, he has been terrific, I think.
He's got 13 points. Tack on another. Tough call against Thomas Houck. They just showed it on the big screen here at the Alamo Dome, so you hear the reaction from the Gators fans. 89% shooter, Baker Mazzara, and he converts on a pair. 66-65. Gators.
Got to find something to get Clayton free after he gives it up.
Clayton, defense there from Johnson.
Houck's not even looking to shoot it.
No. And he can make shots. There you go.
Clayton lines it up. Downtown hit.
Just a dribble handoff. But he was active.
And maybe it was smart. He didn't shoot it right there. Find that guy, Clayton.
He's got 27. He has 5 of 8 from deep. 69-65, largest lead of the night for the Gators. Baker Mazzara can't get the answer. Out of bounds, and it is off Chinyelu. Auburn retains.
How about this dribble handoff, Grant?
Well, you talked earlier about Clayton not moving. He got double team on the initial screen and roll, but kept moving. And that dribble handoff, just a little bit of space. And how about the effort we've seen from him in the second half and down the stretch during the tournament?
And Bruce has definitely got to go to Broom now. Condon not as physical. It was deflected on the inline.
So Condon in, Chinyelu to the bench. Broom has no points in over 11 minutes of game action. 4:09 to play. Florida 69, Auburn 65. Bounce it in, Baker Mazzara.
Nice little curl off the pin.
Johnson, double team comes, kick, extra, Jones, got him!
Wow, what an extra pass. Excellent.
Auburn cuts it to 1, under 4 minutes to go. Clayton, in and out. Rebounded by Kelly, and Auburn can regain the lead.
Where Mazzara has been solid. Extra pass at this end.
Baker Mazzara drives it, floats it, no. And the rebound ripped down by Martin.
Heady play right here. Good settle.
The jumper doesn't go for Richard. Offensive rebound, Condon, and a foul on the interior.
I think Johnson on the baseline.
We are hitting crunch time. Bruce Pearl trying to go to his first ever national championship game. Same can be said for Todd Golden. One of these teams will advance. Our game summary, tight one. Florida up by 1. Turnovers, 13 of them for the Gators. Auburn, most of those turnovers have come in this second half. Clayton going off, 27 points to lead the Gators. And an update on the fouls. Chaney Johnson picked up his 4th. An important big man for the Tigers.
And granted, I mentioned earlier, Bird, no fast breaks really. 4-2 in points. All fast breaks, so it's all been nitty-gritty half-court toughness.
Both teams' coaches were talking to the officials during the timeout, upset at either calls or non-calls that didn't go their way. And Alex Condon at the free throw line. He has been held to just 1 point, 0 of 5 from the field.
60% at the line.
1 and 1.
Oh,
way off. And the rebound comes out to Clayton.
And Cotton got a piece of it. Now they had a nice turnover by
Great
Clayton.
trap. Take
Give
away.
it up.
Jones ahead. Kelly fires. Doesn't go. The buck's out there by Houck.
And what a tip, huh?
So Florida up by 1, trying to add to it. Clayton takes it strong.
A lot of contact there
Out of
on that
bounds.
drive. Out of bounds.
Wow.
I think it's Auburn's ball, but
It is.
tremendous amount of contact on this drive. 3 guys coming. Clayton, you know what?
Man, that was pretty.
Yeah,
other than the hand in the back, maybe initially.
Yeah.
I think it was a play on, maybe.
Maybe the foul, or excuse me, the landing being so hard. Good defense.
Auburn can go back in front.
Back screen to get the big. This is what they should be doing.
Offensive foul on Broom.
How about Condon selling it? When they run that play, what a great read.
Turnover, Auburn.
Wow. Standing in there, sacrificing his body, and the emotion and passion on display.
On both sides.
Yeah.
69-68 Florida. 2:35 remaining in regulation.
Oh, he's got to take
Switch,
him.
yeah, Cardwell one-on-one here.
And don't bring anybody up. Let him just go.
Got to double team him.
Yeah.
Clayton, drive it,
Split.
and score it.
You can't leave him on an island out there against Clayton.
I love they did do a ball screen, too.
Yeah.
And then you could have gotten your switch.
Florida goes in front by 3. We approach 2 minutes to go.
Got to get him inside.
Way outside Broom. Baker Mazzara back for Broom.
Nice cut.
Give it go. Couldn't throw it down, but a foul.
How about the read by the big guy? Goodness. Not the quickest, but maybe the headiest.
Right here, talk about quick. Downhill, no help, just a straight line drive. And obviously taking advantage of the mismatch with the bigger Cardwell. And not a bad foul there by Condon. You know, Broom is a 59% free throw shooter, so you make him go to the charity stripe to earn it.
The only problem for Condon, it's his 4th.
Wow. At the other end, when Clayton went to the goal, they had Broom lifted as well. Cardwell's outside, no deterrent whatsoever. Just a really good read.
So Condon trying to block it. Broom trying to put it down. And the officials have huddled up. So you got Roger Ayers Jr. on one side, Tony Padilla coming over to us.
Away from the ball, we're looking for a possible flagrant 1 foul. Away from the ball.
Got it. So away from the ball has nothing to do with the foul that was called on the floor, which was a foul on Condon. Away from the ball, looking
Biggest
for
play
a
is under
possible
review for
flagrant.
an off-ball possible flagrant foul.
Take a look at Dylan Cardwell.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah, holding Houck there, so Houck can't come rotate.
Boy, what a tough play.
Yeah.
It's a violation.
So it changes everything, because if Condon knows that he has help, he may not look to foul.
Well, the foul happened before the foul on
Correct.
Condon.
Gene Steratore is with us here. Gene, what do you think?
You know, when Coach Golden's asking this, if he's wrong now, he's going to be charged with a timeout. So we know that going in. Do I think they missed a common foul here with a hold? Yeah. Do I think that rises to a flagrant 1 foul? I do not think that it rises to that. So if all they see here is a common foul, they can't put that common foul on that player, right?
What was called first, though? The play on.
Well, I believe they were making a foul call on the shot,
on
right?
Broom.
So we're talking about a different play completely. So the only thing we can do with this is rise to a flagrant one.
And that's
So
exactly how it was
By
handled.
rule, Florida challenged the call on the
knows what
floor.
he's
They
doing
will be
over
charged a 30-second timeout.
So it was
Auburn,
another
2
pretty
shots.
face.
So there is no flagrant. There is no foul other than the one that was called. They did not see it, but the sequence of events, you can't go back and change it. And Florida's going to lose a timeout because of it.
30-second timeout.
And it's sending Broom to the free throw line. You mentioned the percentage, 59%. Too strong. The last points from Janai Broom came at the 15-12 mark of this second half. Missed them both. Knocked around. Broom is there. He put it down low, and it's out of bounds. It's going Florida's way.
What a help by Broom.
And Florida got lucky. Cardwell on the offensive glass. Broom just could not control it.
They're going to check again. Florida with that one timeout left, too.
The call on the floor was last touch Auburn. The key here is watch Martin. It goes through his legs.
By
Did
rule,
it
under 2
graze?
minutes, the out of bounds can be reviewed.
Because the last touch was Broom.
And Condon wisely doesn't touch it there, trying to save it.
It looked like it didn't touch.
No. Nutmeg.
Oh, but it's close.
Ooh. Ooh. That's why you should wear short shorts.
You don't like the baggy shorts?
I wouldn't look very good, those.
That's the Bill Raftery tip of the night. And again, they have to see something clear to overturn this. The call was last touch Auburn.
Didn't appear as though the ball stopped its rotation, which it probably would have happened if there was contact.
All right, Gene, you just watched it.
I'm with you guys. I'm going to go back to when I was playing in the 80s when the shorts were real tight and we didn't have to deal with this one. You've mentioned it, Ian. It's close, and I can't tell you 100% conclusively it's moving those pants or not. So you based on that and those rhythms, it's really tight. But if it's touched that, we know that we're going to stay with Auburn's basketball. We're going to give it to Auburn.
So it came off the knee of Broom, and that's when it went through the legs of Elijah Martin.
And Bruce, over the years, because of Tom Davis, has full court pressure when he wants it. They're accustomed to using it on occasion. We're waiting to call here.
So this has been an extended look by Roger Ayers Jr. and Tony Padilla.
After review, the ruling on the floor stands. Florida ball.
So the Gators have it.
And they're going back. I thought they might pressure up just a little bit.
Florida with possession, up by 3, a minute 56 on the clock.
Well, they're going to have to try to contain Clayton, maybe run somebody at him, have an awareness, because he has made plays here late in this second half.
And they like to run up on you. No run and jump at half court. Clayton's got to be spry. If he gives it up, get himself free, extricate himself.
This has usually been Walter Clayton Jr. time.
Backdoor,
extra, Clayton.
Passed up some shots.
10 to shoot. Clayton the drive. The Baker goes, and the foul.
The kid's miraculous. That is a running, tough kiss delivery in traffic.
Poetry in motion from Walter Clayton Jr.
Going to his left as well. Look at the traffic. Takes the hit. Keeps on ticking. What a motor this kid possesses.
Another scintillating performance by the senior from Lake Wales, Florida, Walter Clayton Jr. That pushes the lead to 6.
And Raph, do you go back to Broom with Condon guarding him with those 4 fouls?
Got to go to Broom. They got to get to, as quickly as they can score, get the deuce.
Knock away from Baker Mazzara. We're down to 1:20 to play. Fires off the rim. The rebound is grabbed there by Elijah Martin.
And a good contribution by Hauk.
Martin handles it. Double team. Wow. Hard one. He goes down. And a tie-up. Baker Mazzara and Martin. Auburn has the possession arrow with 1:01 to go.
And they had not trapped at all. Well, you've got to make a decision.
Florida not prepared. You had Condon open there in the middle.
He was in
pressure
the race.
release. But the length of Baker Mazzara there.
And he's hurting. Baker Mazzara.
Put his hand in, you think?
Yeah, he got his hand in there. He slapped down. Then when he was helped up, he didn't offer up his left hand. He offered up his right hand. Auburn is down by 6. Just over a minute to play. Get it in for Jones. One-on-one with Martin. Screen from Broom.
Nice.
Lane opens up. Jones, kick. Baker Mazzara. It's a travel.
What a challenge.
Yeah, by Condon there. The extra effort. Recognizing that Baker Mazzara wide open. Condon
left his feet.
all there, and he did leave his feet.
What an effort.
That is 14 turnovers for Auburn. 12 in the second half, and a pivotal one at the 53.5 mark.
And they only turned it over 9 times, Bird, during the season.
You got to get the ball in Clayton's hand.
He's taking it out. Don't let him get it back.
Bounce it. Hauk back for Clayton.
Great prep.
Loop it for Martin.
Great prep here. You don't need it.
Richard to Condon. Out of bounds. Last touch by Auburn.
You don't need it, though.
He called it.
Clock's your pal. Oh, looking for the juice, the high flying. Just win the game.
They still had 21 seconds to work with on the shot clock, and it didn't look like Auburn was looking to foul. Clayton bounces, and it's nearly turned over. Florida trying to take a timeout. If there is a tie-up, possession arrow to the Gators.
That would be their last one, Bird, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think they got the tie-up.
They don't need it with the possession arrow.
So Florida is going to retain it with 40.4 on the clock.
Almost a turnover. Great hands there by Johnson, but Martin not giving up on the play. And Powell up there.
Nice seal by
Hauk. Flips it up. Gets it to go.
What a
And the harm.
What a seal to get the inbound pass. He wedged himself in, borrowing your term.
Thomas Hauk, toughness personified. Wow. 2 defenders draped on him. And now Hauk will go to the free throw line with 37.9 left. That one long. 8-point lead for Florida.
Got to go to the rim.
Running out of time. Oh, Baker Mazzara connects from long range.
He's been tough all night long. A quick timeout by Bruce. Get your pressure set up.
And he cuts it to 5. 31.3. Chad Baker Mazzara trying to keep the Auburn Tigers alive in the national semifinals. Our game reset with Florida in front, 76-71. They have 1 timeout remaining. Auburn has 2. Florida will have the basketball after the Baker Mazzara 3 cuts it to 5.
And we noted earlier, Bruce has been very effective during the course of his coaching career. We're going to put Broom on the ball on the inbounds, force a quick trap.
Todd Golden's keeping his bigs out on the floor, trusting them as decision makers and pressure release.
I wonder if they'll run up and post, to your point.
Yeah.
So the trigger man is Clayton.
Good D.
Timeout. Last one.
That's it for the Gators.
They're so good at this. Game's never over.
So we'll keep it right here with Florida leading at 76-71. Clayton didn't want to take any chances. He had very little movement there.
Well, he ran the baseline a little bit. They may run a guy out of bounds now, and quick, because you can still run the baseline. But Grant's point too, the two bigs did come up, but they didn't. Clayton couldn't see enough over the inbound defender.
Yeah, well, they put Broom on the ball there on Clayton, so you're right, they couldn't see. But they're face guarding Auburn, so maybe if you're Florida, bring everybody up, maybe send somebody long.
And maybe get somebody else to take it out, or if you're Florida, get like a bigger guy forward, maybe
get the ball to Clayton's.
Yeah, exactly.
Gators are now out of timeouts. They lead by 5. And now, if Florida gets it in cleanly, Auburn has to start thinking about what are the options in terms of fouling. Clayton has been fantastic at the free throw line. Richard shoots it at a high percentage, as does Hauk, who just missed one.
Broom's got to be careful too on that baseline, extending over, getting a violation. If in fact it is him on the ball, they're going to stay with Clayton, take it out. This is one of those deals as a coach you say, well, the best guy to take it out is Clayton. The best guy to receive it is Clayton.
Can he pass to himself?
Best guy to get fouled is Clayton. 31.6 left.
The line to the football.
Here you go.
Yeah,
we've seen this more and more this season. So they get it in very quickly to Martin. He was anticipating a foul.
Nice
double team, and they get the tie-up. Auburn has the possession arrow.
And don't lose the timeout.
Yeah, well, Raph, first of all, nice play, but Martin picked his dribble up right there in the corner, and just great awareness there. No one in his passing vision, trapping with their bodies there, and textbook defense.
Baker Mazzara.
Nice screen by Broom.
Kelly, no, short. Rebounded by Hauk. They foul him immediately with 24 seconds on the clock.
Tough shot there by Kelly.
It was tough. Pretty good D. Locked and loaded, trailed them pretty good.
Yeah, but once again, Condon, a great closeout there. Caused Kelly to be a little indecisive into that shot. Condon not scoring, but doing the little things with those 4 fouls on those closeouts.
Grant, the first half, Condon and Hauk were quiet. Really didn't do too much. Boy, they turned it up. Little things, as you noted.
And another miss from Thomas Hauk. Currently up by 5. A make here, and you've got a 2-possession game. (77-71), 6-point lead for the Gators, and Auburn is running out of time. 22 seconds to play. Pettiford, he'll drive it. Nice delivery by Condon, but a foul.
And that's 5 on Condon.
A lot of body, no question about it, but what an effort.
And it's smart. Get it to Pettiford, quick, get downhill.
18 seconds, plenty of time.
Get to the free throw line, set up your press offense there.
1 point, 4 rebounds for Condon, and he has hit the quota.
Tough landing there by Pettiford, too.
Ooh, you're right.
Landed on his backside on the floor. 2 free throws coming up for the freshman Tahad Pettiford.
Auburn really extended the game nicely here. And doing all the little things you have to do. Set that pressure up as well. And now you've got to think Florida squeeze in case they miss a free throw. Auburn, obviously, the opportunity on a miss.
It will be Chinyelu checking in. So they needed a big up front. They elect to go with Chinyelu over Hanlockton.
And he's only a 58% free throw shooter, so you may want to let him get the ball and foul him right away.
Meaning Chinyelu.
Chinyelu. Rubin.
Pettiford shoots it at 79%.
I think they'll get him out of the area, though. Don't you, Grant? They'll get him down the other end.
They should.
And Pettiford is now 5 of 5. Substitution, Chaney Johnson playing with 4 fouls.
Now they know exactly what they're going to do. See if they can jump a passing lane.
So the same alignment with Clayton to toss it in. Get it into Richard. They try to trap him. Martin gets it ahead. Caught by Houck. They just have to play keep away. And Houck is fouled.
Really a nice post-up, set that up.
12.7 to play. 2 shots for Thomas Houck.
Right there. And I love that Martin made himself available there in the middle. Textbook press offense. As you said, keep away. Houck 81%, but missed 2 here tonight.
And another miss by Houck. This is a 4-point game. They will switch back with Pettiford on offense. Johnson to the bench for Auburn. Second attempt for the sophomore Thomas Houck.
Keep it out of the guard's hands.
Nice
rebound, Chinyalu.
And he clears it for Richard into the hands of Clayton, and a crusher for Auburn.
And Raph Broom and Baker Mazzaro did not squeeze on the shot to the free throw line there. Chinyalu able to get the offensive rebound. Just long rebound.
Long run.
Yeah, actually worked to his advantage, but you have to squeeze him in there. Easier said than done.
How about the substituting by Todd to put the big guy back on the floor?
A little chirping going on right now.
Yeah, there was a back and forth with Chinyalu and Broom, and Baker Mazzaro was involved as well. They separated. Clayton now at the free throw line. 32 points.
Nice. This kid
completely.
What a special player.
Cold-blooded. Johnson back in. He replaces Kelly with 9.6 to go. Two out of 2 for Walter Clayton Jr. 6-point game, 7 seconds left. Pettiford pulls up, misses on a 3-ball.
Look at the save.
Clayton saves, and it's over. A return to national prominence for the Gators. Florida will play for the national title. And what Todd Golden and the Gators will be looking for now is a championship. 79-73. Florida advances.
Took a lot of hits early, Florida, but hung pretty tough.
They did.
Got their game going.
The adjustments at halftime, picking up the pace there in the second half, and then having Walter Clayton Jr. back-to-back 30-point games. 34 tonight.
They outscored Auburn 41-27 in the second half, and the season comes to an end for the Tigers. The #1 overall seed in the tournament is out, and Florida is going to play for the trophy.
Walter Clayton is like a comfort zone.
Cheat code.
Monday night, Florida, the #1 seed in the West, has made it to the final game. Tremendous season for the Auburn Tigers. They continue to do things that have never been done in the basketball program's history. But the road ends tonight for Auburn. Over to Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot. Let me start with the star, Walton Clayton Jr. I mean, 34 points. How do you do it?
Man, I just got a bunch of guys around me that trust me, and I say it all the time, man. Them guys trust me to take those shots. You know, some nights they fall, and tonight was one of those nights.
Your coach didn't even know you had 34 points.
I'm just used to seeing him put the ball in the basket, I guess. But he's done what he's done all year for us. In big moments, stepped up, hit huge shots, settled our team down, and made winning plays when we needed him the most.
What is it about this team? Last year you lost in the first round. Now you're playing for a national championship on Monday night.
Man, we just so together. You know, on the court, off the court, we spend so much time together, and we just love each other. I keep on saying that, too. We just love each other, and that's how we're able to battle through adversity.
Coach, speaking of adversity, the resiliency of this team, you've fought throughout this game. You've done it all tournament long. What is it about your squad that continues to win?
It starts with Walter, Will, and Elijah, and the leadership, toughness, mentality, urgency that they bring every day. It just just breathes confidence into the other guys on the team. And no matter what the score is, we always feel like we got a chance to win. Obviously, I thought Auburn played great, especially in the first half. Had us on our heels, but we came out in the second half, got off to a great start, and we didn't look back. Our guys were really, really tough tonight.
On to Monday night. Good luck.
We got a chance. Let's go, Gators. Go, Gators.
Tracy, this Florida team is now 35-4. And for Janai Broome and the Auburn Tigers, the end comes in the national semifinals. Stay tuned. Capital One Tournament Central is up next, followed by Houston and Duke. We're going to send it to our studio. Coming up right after these messages.